Hello and welcome back to the Movie Attic. I'm Mike, and as I've said a million times, this is the attic where I discuss and review movies, DVDs, Blu-rays, and 4Ks for all the nice people out there in YouTube land. It seems like everybody's jumping on the Halloween bandwagon here pretty early. I'm not a major gore fan. So my Halloween movies are usually a little lighter. So that being said, today's big feature film is Coraline. This is the 4K Steelbook put out by Shout Factory. This is actually the second take of this video because I was wrestling around trying to get these discs out in the first take. So there is the Blu-ray art, I think, or is that the 4K? Nope, that's the 4K. That's the 4K artwork on that disc. And there's the Blu-ray artwork. So it has different artwork, which is nice. Oh, it came with this booklet as well, which I don't know if this is the same booklet that's in the previous releases of this movie. And it has some pretty nice inside artwork. So I thought that was done really well. This movie, I wish I would have seen this movie in theaters back when it first came out, but I did not. But I did buy it immediately as soon as it came out. And I, of course, I triple dipped on this movie. I originally started out with this version of the movie, which has a 3D version in it. But you can tell when you watch the movie that certain scenes were meant for the 3D format. Then they re-released it a few years ago, right before they put the 4K out, and like a sap, I ended up buying it a second time. And then the 4 came out, and I ended up buying it a third time. So there you have it. And of course, this is the J card for the 4K Steelbook. Just like all this stuff, because I'm ever trying to be professional. And I don't know how you pronounce some of these names. It's the company that puts these things out, these movies, Laika Studio or whatever they're called. They put out Paranorman and the Box Trolls and Kubo, the 2 strings. There's also one called the Missing Link or Missing Link. That seems to be the least favorite of these movies, and I think it was the only one that didn't get the 4K Steelbook upgrade. So anyway, I do have the professional sheet of paper here and my glasses so I can read it. It's from 2009, 101 minutes, PG in color, 1:8:5 aspect ratio, and it's in Dolby Vision and Dolby Atmos. It was directed by Henry Selick. I think he wrote the movie as well, and he's famous, stop motion type guy. I think he did Nightmare Before Christmas and James and the Giant Peach and some of those. starring Dakota Fanning, Terry Hatcher, Jennifer Saunders, Dawn French, Ian McShane, and John Hodgman. Like I said, I didn't see this movie in theaters, but I knew just from trailers, and I would definitely check those out because, like I say, I wouldn't go by this channel whether you bought something or didn't buy something. So this this movie, you know how when you get old, you get all confused and stuff. The reason I said song was because I love They Might Be Giants, the group. And John Leno, one of the guys from They Might Be Giants, sings the Coraline song that's in like the middle of this movie. So that was an aspect of it I really liked as well. Just by coincidence, both Johns, the John Hodgman, he plays Coraline's dad, and then John Leno from They Might Be Giants sings the song as the dad. They have very similar voices, so I thought that was pretty cool. This movie, here's one of these. Hopefully this won't be as long as my last rambling, because I thought that video went on way too long. So I'll try to condense it a bit. This movie takes place where this family, Coraline and their mom and dad, they write for, I think, this magazine, like a gardening type magazine. So they moved to this place called the Pink Palace, maybe. It's one of these older big houses, and I live in an area where there's some older big houses, and you have 2 and 3 people living in there. They're divided up into apartments. That's the same deal here with this place. And you have these wild characters that live in this place. So essentially, there's this other kid, Wybe, I think it's his grandmother. She used to live in the Pink Palace. She had a twin sister that disappeared. So there's the start of the paranormal type stuff. So anyway, Coraline comes into this place, and she's bored, and her parents don't seem like they pay much attention to her. So she goes exploring the house and finds this tiny little door in one of the rooms. So they look around the house and try to find a key for this door. Unbeknownst to them, this door kind of leads to I don't want to say parallel universe, but something along those lines. Oh, and all this movie kind of revolves around buttons too. That's why I have the dolls in the back that have some buttons for their eyes. So yeah, that's how the movie starts. These neighbors, there's Mr. Bobinski. He's voiced by Ian McShane. He's kind of I don't want to say circus performer, but kind of. And he's training these mice to do various things. And then in the basement of the place is these 2 women that I can explain only that they weren't, it doesn't seem like they were a vaudeville act, but they seem like they were burlesque, like a burlesque act. And later in the movie there's some kind of troubling scenes looking with them in the other universe when Coraline goes through this door. So anyway, she ends up opening this door, going into this parallel universe where there's this other mother, and she's like the ringleader of this other world. If you can follow that so far. So this world is very vibrant. The house, everything's the same, but everybody has buttons for eyes. The house is the same, but it's all fixed up. When Coraline and them move in, it's kind of run down and crappy looking. And so it's like and then the mother and father are paying a lot of attention to. So it's like the dream universe that Coraline would like to be in, where her parents are paying attention to her. The house is all fixed up. There's this big garden outside, which is all planted. And her, back in the real world, it's not planted yet because her parents are so busy working on this magazine and all that. So essentially, the woman in charge of this alternate world is trying to lure Coraline into this world to stay there. And in order to do that, she has to sew buttons in her eyes and all that. And that's the movie in a nutshell. And there's ghosts in the movie, and like I said, there's sections of it where you see Mr. Bobinski and the mice doing their thing, and everything's all fixed up. Like I say, it's the better looking universe compared to the one she's living in. Her friend YB doesn't talk in that universe. Oh, and there's a cat that goes between both universes, a black cat. And he can talk in the alternate universe. And of course, he doesn't talk in the real world. So, essentially, this woman from the alternate universe kind of kidnaps her parents, Coraline's parents, to try to get her, coerce her to stay. And she has to do this thing, to win her parents back, so to speak. But anyway, very vibrant movie, very colorful. I know that explanation's kind of out the window type stuff. But like I say, check out trailers and maybe even find a YouTube channel that's a little better than this one. They might explain it a lot better. I really like this movie because I like stop motion, for one thing. And I'm a person that likes fixing things up. So seeing this old house and seeing what it looks like in the one universe all fixed up and all the potential and stuff was very cool. Plus, up here in the attic, this is a half-story house. So the wings of this, where I'm at right now, are really what the attic part is. And coincidentally, there's little doors that get you into those wings. So that kind of resonated with me. And like I say, it's stop motion, and this is one of the this is a movie I watch at least once or twice a year, not just around Halloween season. Like I say, it has Dolby Atmos, Dolby Vision, looks and sounds fantastic. It's everything you would want in a stop motion movie. I don't want to say it's the perfect stop motion movie, but boy, it's the story I thought was really great. I know you couldn't tell from my description of it, by the way. But yeah, it just looks and sounds great, and I was thrilled that all of these movies had gotten 4K upgrades. And but out of all 5 of the movies, this is my favorite. And Paranorman might be second, or Kubo. For my wife, Kubo's number one, and Coraline's number two. But yeah, that's not why you called. So even with that terrible movie description, like I say, it looks and sounds awesome. And I think I love the artwork on these 4K steelbooks that they put out. So if I was to rate this movie, and like I say, these ratings really don't mean anything. Oh, and it does come with a bunch of bonus features, by the way, too. But if I was to rate this movie, I would give it 9.5 rolls of pink insulation out of 10. It's hard to beat, a stop motion movie that looks this good. Of course, there's been a lot of stop motion movies over the years, and King Kong and all that. But like, as far as like a cartoony animated movie, this is like top of my list. So, if you've seen this movie or you have any of these editions of the movie, like I say, leave a comment down in the comments section. I'd love to discuss it. And if you have any suggestions of other stop motion movies, of course. Yeah, I love this stuff. My kids were young, of course, at all this time, so me and my wife got used to watching, and I don't want to say these are kiddie movies, because this one's got some frightening images, I guess, if you were a young kid. So, until next time when I'm in the attic with a completely different movie, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye.